There are plenty of YouTube channels with great modelers who have great production skills. This is not one of them. Welcome to Cable's Creations. Okay, I'm back at it for another week. Some of the things I'm gonna do this week, last time it was all pretty much just pre-painting, so I'm hoping to get some assemblies done. One of the first things is gonna assemble the cockpit, get some of the decals on the cockpit and helmet decal on Maverick. Another thing is I figured out I didn't really like the upright part of the stand, so I've got a redesign for that I'm almost finished on, so I'll need to get that printed up. And also something that hit me was the base had said Top Gun, so I'm gonna cut that off and sand it down. Gonna 3D print a little nameplate on it so that it'll be Top Gun Maverick to fit with the plane. So time to get going on that. And also, if you didn't see get my news on the car video, kind of some sadness from the world of colorectal cancer. First, Boyd from Trekworks passed of colorectal cancer, and I got some bad news that mine was progressing in spite of the chemo regimen I was on, but going to be starting up on a new regimen, kind of a step up from what I was doing. So keeping me in thoughts and prayers is greatly appreciated. So I got the decals on the Maverick helmet. Also got all the decals on the cockpit tub. Got the seat and everything assembled. Also started assembling some of these intakes. Gonna need to paint gray over part of it. Got this other part of the intakes done. Also got a coat of silver onto these, and then next I need to kind of mask them off and get a second metallic color on these exhaust nozzles. All right, I've spent most of today working with the 3D printer, and so where it had previously just said Top Gun, I printed this now to be Top Gun Maverick. And then I've also reworked the stand, and so you can see the little holes where I'm going to put magnets in there. So going to get the magnets in and get those glued in, and then set up 4 on the inside of the fuselage, get them to line up, and then use some of the epoxy to hold those in place. Okay, discovered a new form of things just literally jumping up on their own. These little rare earth magnets. If you try to put them too close together before the super glue has set, it literally will jump up to the next magnet you're trying to put on. So that's why I've got the 2 on the end on. I'm gonna let those set overnight before I try to put another one on. It would literally jump up. So I've got the magnets super glued into the stand. There, I just got those sitting there, and it staying on pretty good. I'm gonna have to reset those magnets, then get those epoxied down. Okay, got that epoxy in there. Gonna let that harden. Then once that's done, I'm gonna take the stand out and get it primered. Also got a rattle can of like Rust-Oleum primer. I'm gonna use that on the base. I just take no chances with that on models, but you know, this resin base, yeah, I'll use it on that. In fact, better to use it on that than use up a good part of a bottle of Mr. Leveling Thinner. Also, so yesterday that was not moving around at all. Maybe that resin has shrunk just a little bit. So I'm gonna get that in with get this base in, or get that stand part to the base in with some epoxy before I primer it. Okay, got the magnets all placed. Did a little gap filling. Got this guy super glued. So it's all ready to go. So we'll get that in primer. We got these intake pieces glued together, and so they're getting ready to go onto the cockpit. I said cockpit, I meant fuselage. I think somebody at Revell was smoking something, but see those little knobs there? It don't want to go in. I think I'm gonna clip it down a little bit, or I'll give it one more try to bend things to get it in. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Might have to clip that. Well, it was a bit of a wrestling match, but finally got both sides in without clipping anything. And it's gonna be interesting trying to get everything to line up and fit perfectly. I think I'm gonna have to do that just like segments at a time. Get it glued, then wrestle it down and get it taped and clamped. Just get things to fit one piece at a time. So I've got a bar clamp on that. Those two pieces, got it on the back. Elsewhere, probably gonna have to use strips of styrene and or sprue goo to get things together, get rid of gaps. Yeah, this is the underside, probably not going to be seen that well, but just one of those, I know it's there. So, gonna be getting that done for a bit here. So while I had my gloss blackout, I gave these guys, had the gloss blackout working on my other project. I hit these guys, these vertical stabilizers, and looks like they're going to need another coat of gloss black to really get into some of those nooks and crannies. So I've got a bunch of pieces of styrene in there filling things. I'm gonna let a lot of that dry up, and whatever parts I can trim, I'll trim them down, maybe do a little bit of sanding on it, and then break out the sprue goo. And sprue goo, besides gap filling, will also add some strength to things. So I got the stand in the primer. Kind of my game plan, gonna paint the logo part in gray and then all the rest of it in blue. And it's still, even with that primer all over the magnets, that's still holding it in place. And got a whole bunch of sanding still to do on this one. That's actually what I was doing while listening to the first part of the live stream. Oops. And in addition to that, also got this sub-assembly done. Also with some steps and gaps, so got some sanding to do on it before putting the top canopy on that, then adding this. All right, actually got some assembly done on that Super Hornet, and also got the base made in the primer. And so going to be a lot of sanding and body work to do. But after that, I think the rest of the model should be coming along pretty quick, depending on just how long the sanding takes me. I wouldn't even be surprised if I got it finished the next week that I'm here. And also, if you didn't hear on the Cutlass video, I'm 3 days into my new chemo treatment, and I wouldn't know a thing's going on with me. So that's good. Well, till next time, showing you mine to hopefully make you feel better about yours.